So when we talk about confidence, there are two types of them. One is general confidence and one is specific confidence. So general confidence is mostly your overall ability to trust yourself, to know that you are worthy, that you have value, that you can bring something to the table. Whereas specific confidence is more domain specific, area specific, which means that I can feel confident in one thing and feel totally not confident in another. So I feel confident in creating YouTube videos because I've been doing it for years, and I feel totally not confident in participating in political debates because I'm not interested in politics, nor am I experienced in it. One thing about confidence that is very important to know is that it's not something that you are inherently born with. It's something that you can build on throughout your life. So right now, I feel confident in many areas of my life, but I wasn't always like this. So I used to be an insecure kid growing up, just like everybody else. So in this video, I want to share with you my take, my journey on how I built self-confidence over the years, and hoping that you can learn something from my experience. So here goes. So there are different factors that can affect your confidence in building your confidence. Of course, you can really rely on yourself, which is actually the best way, but you should also know that your environment plays a vital role in your self-esteem, in your ability to think about yourself, especially if you come from a collective culture like in Indonesia. But in this video, I'm not going to talk about environmental factors. Let's just keep it on another video. But today, I want to talk about some things that you can do yourself to build it. Number one is to build skills and competence. Confidence means that you trust your ability to do something, which is competence. So confidence and competence are very much aligned with each other. And how do you build that trust with yourself? By repeatedly doing something that you set yourself to do. Competence takes practice and consistency, and building trust also takes consistency, which means that you do something over and over and over again until you get good at it. That's how you build competence, through practice and time. The first time I made a YouTube video, I sounded totally awkward, totally not myself, and I actually cringe when I watch my older videos.
But right now, I am unemployed and making YouTube videos.
But over time, from doing this consistently over the years, I feel quite alright listening to my voice, and that takes practice, consistency, and time. So another example is that before COVID hits in March 2020 in the Netherlands, my cooking skills were mediocre, actually almost non-existent. I was actually kind of like the joke within my friend group, because I really couldn't cook at all. I'm not a professional chef now, but I feel a lot more confident in my ability to follow recipes and to create something that I enjoy eating and other people enjoy eating. Right now, I actually feel pleasure when I cook for other people. Sometimes I even prefer my own cooking than expensive restaurant food, which is growth to me because back then I used to love going out to restaurants and spend a lot of money. But thanks to COVID, I really had to push myself to learn how to cook because throughout months of lockdown, I spent a lot of time trying out new recipes and perfecting my basic cooking skills to the point that I'm completely happy with my cooking. A lot of times my tummy is happy, my wallet is happy because I don't go to restaurants as much anymore, and I'm happy. So definitely it takes time and practice and consistency, and that just cannot be compromised. Number two, setting and reaching goals. So when you set a list of things to do and then you get to do everything on that list, you're gonna think to yourself, wow, I can do it. I did it. And that kind of conversation with yourself, like, wow, I actually did it, that builds your confidence. Imagine if you set like daily to-do list and then you get to do it every single day and you always have this conversation with yourself like, wow, I can do it, I did it. That's gonna build trust with yourself. You trust yourself in your ability to get something done. Throughout the years, I made it a yearly habit to set goals for myself to achieve. However, you do have to be mindful of the kind of goals that you're setting for yourself. You don't want to set goals that are too easy, but you also don't want to set goals that are too hard, too challenging, that it kind of discourages you from even trying. So it's important to create goals that are on the cusp of being challenging but realistic enough. So reaching 85% or even 90% of the goals that I set for myself does wonders to my confidence. It makes me think, wow, I can totally do it. I did it. And if that kind of conversation happens consistently throughout the years, it's going to build trust for myself and it's going to build that confidence. Number three is little steps at a time. I would say taking little steps to reaching a goal that I set for myself is probably my secret recipe to getting things done. So confidence is a muscle, and taking baby steps are these small exercises that really train those muscles. When I talk to my subscribers about their problems with speaking English, just the thought of speaking a foreign language fluently just seems so intimidating. It seems way too far-fetched and like it's almost mission impossible. So my tip is that do not make the mistake of trying to achieve so much at once. You know, it's gonna damage your confidence. Let's say, for instance, your goal this year is to become fluent in English and you would like to be able to speak English without having to translate in your head. So instead of thinking, I want to be fluent in this language within 2 weeks, think about how you can divide that goal into small baby steps that you can actually do, achievable steps. First, you might want to expand your vocabulary by learning the most common words. And then you want to move on to learning the most common phrases in different situations. And then afterwards, maybe your goal is to improve your listening skills. And then you're going to have to find TV shows to binge watch on to really train it. And then afterwards, depending on your goal, you want to really focus on practicing your speaking skills by finding partners online. So I recommend watching this video. It has 1.5 million views now, which is great, which is crazy, because I break it down into smaller steps in this video. And the last one is to be self-aware, which means being okay with your flaws. So the first few points, I talked about the importance of skills, of competence in building your self-confidence. Here, I want to talk about the importance of self-awareness, knowing yourself in and out to build your confidence. Self-awareness does come with time and experience and a little bit of wisdom. So for those of you guys who are still in your teenage years or even early 20s, it's actually pretty natural if you feel quite insecure about yourself, if you don't know yourself well enough. Of course, the more life experiences you have, the better you get to know yourself. To me, when it comes to confidence, being self-aware means that you really know your strengths and your weaknesses. And once you know your weaknesses, you really embrace it, you know? You don't feel insecure about it. Oh, I cannot do this, so I am not worthy. To me, I just accept it. When I know that I have a flaw, I just accept it and think that's just a part of me. For instance, let's do a little exercise. Let's imagine yourself that you are in a job interview. If the person asks you what your strengths and your weaknesses are, would you be able to answer it honestly and confidently, or you really have to think and dig deep? If you can just answer it smoothly and honestly and confidently, that means that you know yourself well enough to talk about it without any hesitation. For instance, in hindsight, my greatest weakness would be to get organized. I used to be super messy. I used to have my stuff all over the place. I lose so much of my important stuff all the time. At some point in my life, I actually accepted that. I'm disorganized and that's just how I am. I just have to learn to live with it. But I did have to change it because right now with my YouTube, I'm also managing a team. I'm kind of in the process of starting a company, so I just have to learn to be organized. I could talk more about it in another video, but you know, you get the point now. So being okay with your flaws means that you know some negative points about yourself and you're okay with it. Maybe you're pretty bad with time management and you're like, I'm terrible with time management, but it's okay. I'm constantly working on it. It might be a slow process to get better, but yeah, it's okay. I accept it. It's my flaw. So whenever there's another person that want to use that weakness against you, you're okay with it because you embrace it, and that shows true confidence. So those are 4 things that I did over the years to really build up my confidence, and let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you guys are also struggling with building your self-confidence, because I like to know, and I will see you guys next week in another video. Bye bye.